Hi, it's Sierra, and today I'll be reading my final and last UC essay that got me into UC Berkeley along with other UC schools. Again, I thought there was only 8 UC, but there turned out to be 9, so almost forgot to apply to one of the UCs I was supposed to apply to, so do not make that mistake. But let's get started. View my other videos for my other UC application plus tips and my whole view on the college lifestyle, college application, plus having the right mindset when applying to colleges. And this essay, so usually UC apps are 4 essays, and then you can send them to like all of your UCs that you're applying to. Specific programs might ask you for additional essays. I applied to pre-Haas, so business, at UC Berkeley, along with business administration or management at other UCs, or economics and sometimes psychology. I'm currently a sophomore at UC Berkeley, so I definitely changed a lot from my senior year or junior summer applications, right? And yeah, let's just get started. So you will change a lot after you enter college, or you better change a lot when you enter college because that's what they're for, right? So here is one of the 8 prompts that I picked. It's the open end, like the I feel like the most open-ended prompt. What would you say is your greatest talent or skill? How have you developed and demonstrated that talent over time? Things to consider. If there's a talent or skill that you're proud of, this is the time to share it. You don't necessarily have to be organized or have received awards for your talent. Although, if you did and you want to talk about it, feel free to do so. Why is this talent or skill meaningful for you? Does talent come naturally, or have you worked hard to develop this skill or talent? Does your talent or skill allow you opportunities in or outside the classroom? If so, what are they and how do they fit into your schedule? This is one of the essays that's more related to professional or career or professional development. So usually UC apps or college applications center around 4 topics. 1, academics, learning ability, curiosity. 2, passion, specific like life goals. And then 3, your background story. So what inspired you, where you come from, what are the struggles that you have been through, how you're like all of these are how you're unique, but this one's more so like about your personality. And the 4th one is this type, so it's about like career goals, aspirations, and more professional settings for a high school senior. What do you want to be in the future, and what are your skills? All right, other than like writing English essays, or maybe writing English essays is your skill. Not gonna lie, like writing. I struggle a lot because, again, think of me. So I'm African who's technically an international student because I grew up in China and did not go to some international IB school. And then I moved here when I was 14, like 13, turning 14 a few days later. And I went to a public high school. So I'm technically competing with students from my high school, native students, most of them, then all the students from my district, my area, and the whole NorCal students, plus, or like the privileged Bay Area students, plus California as the whole applicant pool. I think that's how they see application or applicant pools. So I guess like international students are being kind of compared to each other because international schools have a different curriculum and standard, and then out of state and like in state, right? For UC system, of course. For more private school or common app school, it's more like, I would say, just like in state, or in state, in USA, Western country, plus like international, right? International areas that doesn't necessarily speak English as their first language, school language, or national language. So, and by the way, my English is ass, if you can't tell already. um, again, going back to the essay, I seize opportunities and see beyond them. I chase my dreams and motivate others as I'm striving. As a student, it's important to take advantage of opportunities to enhance my abilities and expand my horizons. Since junior year, I have been involved in club activities almost every day during the school year. While I can't join all the clubs I want, I have chosen the ones that are most meaningful and satisfying. I often invite my friends to clubs so we can spend more time together to participate in sports, learn about different culture, enjoy K-pop, and practice dancing. Not only did I develop stronger friendships, but I have also practiced essential skills such as time management and collaboration. In addition, taking advantage of the school systems, I took community college classes to learn subjects such as business, sociology, psychology, and accounting that my school doesn't offer. These subjects made me more certain about my career interests, business. My ability to seize opportunities and to never settle are especially important to business, the industry I see myself pursuing. This ability also motivated me to develop commercial awareness. Through online and physical platforms, I started a charity handicraft in China at age 10 to raise money for poor school students in Yunnan. At the time, handmade products was trending in Shanghai, and I became interested in DIY and learned techniques from a professional. Partnering with my school and sponsored by my parents, I handmade accessories from hairwares to wholesale from hairware, wholesale materials, and sold them to friends of my parents and anyone I know. The extras were shipped directly to Yunnan for young girls. I fundraised around 5,000 RMB. Through this, I learned the excitement of making profit, the limitless opportunities from online and personal networks, and the career path I want to pursue. But I wanted to do more. At UC, I'll continue to be a well rounded student by challenging myself academically, joining organizations that suit my interests, and taking full advantage of internship opportunities as I have been doing. So, this one, why it worked and how I would improve it, I guess, at this point, is that it's something unique and special. So, when I think about like Californian public school, a talent or skill you're proud of, people probably talk about like lead. Well, there's a specific prompt for leadership, so they wouldn't talk about leadership in here. But I seen like debates. Like I think when you think about the popular skills that high schoolers will write about, debate, public speaking, writing, research, creative writing, maybe like some certain sports, communication, journalism, social, or like if you're like in student and government, ASB, rallies. Well, rallies are so niche, but like our ASB student government did rallies. Like we had a leadership committee or leadership class that does that. So yeah, those are the typical ones, and you really wouldn't kind of expect I guess like a high school senior or like just finished junior year person, 17-year-old, to really talk about taking advantage of the endless opportunities that's around you, like any opportunities that applies. And combining this essay with my major, again, business, it's all about like seeing the opportunity and taking advantage of them and always like moving with the trend forward, always being the innovator and like first in the industry leaders, etc. And you can see it reflected that. So like I started with clubs, like some people just don't join clubs, right? Some people want to just like during lunch, during after school, they just want to like chill with friends. And clubs are kind of an extra thing and extra commitment to. And my clubs are not one of the like social card game clubs. They're more uh, kind of more on the professional and niche cultural setting. So again, still a learning club. And then they really saw that I'm a well-rounded student because my portfolio was like kind of strong academics check, artsy like visual and performing art check, sports varsity sports check, interest in other cultures check, international students and speak different languages check, um, and yeah, and like this one I also talk about like nonprofit and sustainability and like poverty and like always being in the mindset of helping others and not just like caring about myself. Like I did this because well I'm self-interested and I'm self-centered. I just want to be the best of like everything. Like being a self-centered, I don't really know how I feel about that. Like it just um on like a subjective note, you just like want to challenge yourself and like be yourself, I guess. But not be yourself, but like be the best. Um, on a more subjective view, you can say that it's like selfish, almost even. So I guess talking about how you care about others and want to make an impact around the world for other people in the community, in the career that you're going to enter in, it's a move to go. But if so, like, don't lie about wanting to help others. They kind of naturally like they can see it in your essays. They can see it in your extracurriculars. They can also see it in your the whole undertone like vibe about your essay. So in this essay I talk about like or in other essays I talk about like academic curiosity about like learning and specifically foreign languages. Like you would think that oh my god you're just learning a language, right? That's so for yourself, but now that I look back at it, I feel like I didn't center the thesis. Wasn't like I learned foreign language just so I can communicate with others and like exchange ideas with others and help other people. But I learned language because that's my academic interest. I'm always really curious and I can motivate myself to learn something that's quote unquote not necessary and quote unquote a lot of effort, right? So for this one, I didn't realize how I mentioned like nonprofit and like retouch something that's not exactly in my resume because your resume should be centered around your high school experience or something you have continued through high school. I couldn't like do a Chinese, really like Chinese nonprofit that really relies on like physical retail in the US because the shipping would be kind of insane, right? So I talk about how I started like nonprofit really young and was able to make an impact with that to make people who couldn't really afford proper clothing, accessory, whatever, school supplies a little bit more comfortable and experiencing something new. So yeah. And I taught like I feel like now looking back at this, I taught about like selling and utilizing different platforms as well. Again, at age 10, like it was the booming age of e-commerce, so I definitely jumped on that. And then like social media platforms because at age 10 you have your first smartphone. And yeah, and my screen is broken too. So here we go. And I feel like this one, how I would improve it, it's the language wasn't that sharp, but they will probably understand it because I don't speak English. um, the ending paragraph was kind of weak, right? It's like the token. Like at UC, I'll like challenge myself academically, join clubs, and do internships. That's what we're supposed to do. like people didn't think about that in high school. Like you, like really, my high school people had internship, and then when I talk about like how I had internship during the summer and during the semester, like what, like actual internship from good companies instead of like tutoring or like selling ice cream. I'm like, yeah. Like the last paragraph can be something deeper. So what I want to do after UC, what I envision myself doing in business, and how I still want to be bring like the nonprofit and helping people and like see like grasping onto the new opportunities. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to check out other videos for the holistic view of my college application and my high school experience and how I am as a person. To be like extremely honest, like I did not like put sus stuff into my essays. I did not like boost like self-esteem, whatever. So in the next video, I will be talking about my transcript. Look forward to that as well. See you and good luck on your application.